Stuart, you heard Senator Bill Cassidy say our country is not about one individual. There's a little different opinion from Lindsey Graham and Mike Johnson. Take a listen to this.
It's just a reality, and it's a good reality. I think President Trump's doing a hell of a good job, and if you try to destroy him, you're going to get destroyed. That's the takeaway.
Well, I don't know. You see dissent here every day. I mean, I deal with it all day long with the smallest margin in U.S. history, working through people's philosophical differences and preferences. But, you know, this is a vibrant party. It's a strong party.
I'm going to take just one little bit out of there. If you try to destroy him, you're going to get destroyed. Is that the most truth that we heard through all of this?
Well, you know, I'm just glad these guys weren't around in 1776 because we'd still be celebrating the king's birthday. I mean, what, like the idea that we're going to go up against the most powerful army in the world and the English king? Of course not. You'd be destroyed. These are really sort of weak Americans who represent, I think, the worst of politics. They are public figures that become smaller every day. And, you know, Cassidy, Senator Cassidy, Dr. Cassidy, is just a tragic figure, though anything that involves Donald Trump seems to be more of a farce. He's someone who, as a young doctor, a lot of his career was dedicated to helping create vaccine programs in schools, particularly for underprivileged kids. And yet he cast the deciding vote to nominate RFK Jr. And, you know, nobody makes these people vote for Donald Trump. And he didn't have to support Trump, and he did support Trump. And you know, I think that the Republican Party is no longer a traditional American party, political party. It's an extremist movement. And everything we're seeing play out here is how extremist movements operate. They just become more extreme with higher and higher levels of purity test. And it wasn't like a moderate element of the Red Guard finally ended the Red Guard. And it's not going to happen. And it's why somebody like me that spent a lot of my career pointing out flaws in the Democratic Party, you have to vote for the Democratic Party. It's the only pro-democracy party in America.
Just this weekend, Stuart, Donald Trump also threatened to primary Republican Congressman Lauren Boebert on Truth Social. Her problem with him, for him, is that she campaigned for Tom Massie in Kentucky. I mean, this is somebody who was one of his most prized MAGA soldiers. So if you're looking at what you call the purity test, do you think that's part of why we're seeing the numbers with independents that we're seeing and their discontent with Donald Trump and his policies?
Sure. You know, Lindsey Graham at one time was like a John McCain guy. And what was John McCain? He was a maverick. He would say what he wanted. That part of the party is just completely dead. I don't think that in a larger political sense, any of this helps Donald Trump or any of this helps Republicans. It's just proving that they're digging themselves in deeper, that there's no course correction here, that when you say that there's only one thing that matters to Republicans, and that is Donald Trump happy? He's proving it. And look, you know, I don't think we talk enough about Donald Trump's mental state. I mean, forget that he's president. If Donald Trump was a member of your family and was staying up late at night posting these absolutely nutty things saying, like, I'm Jesus Christ, I mean, what would you do? You would start talking about how to take the keys away and how to get this guy some help. And it's going to just get worse. I mean, it's what I say. Today's the best day of the Trump administration. Tomorrow will be worse. And a president who clearly is in decline, and the party has just collapsed. And you're probably going to see John Cornyn, who once was like a respected Supreme Court justice, respected attorney general. I worked in both his campaigns, attorney general and the Senate. And, you know, he went by the idea that you can feed the alligator hoping the alligator will eat you last. And that just never works.
It's interesting that Mike Lee, again, another one of his big supporters, was asked about that posting of Trump walking with, I guess, an alien in chains, whatever it was. And he said, I don't know what to make of this. He had nothing else to say. Stuart Stevens, thank you for that.